Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of Aligned Almost. My name is Denise.
And I'm B.
And we created this podcast because we wanted to share our story of how we have learned to live in alignment. And what that really means is just truly listening to yourself and learning to live a happy and fulfilling life. Because before this, I was under the impression that life was all about struggle and working hard and really just not fully living a life that you're proud of. And that's kind of what I was surrounded with. And when I started to really wake up to spirituality, I saw how your mindset really just controls your entire life. So in this episode, we are going to talk about how nobody is coming to save you. And that is a good thing because you are the person who has the power to save yourself, right? The one person who can save you is you. And you have full control over that and you can live your best life. But the way that you can assure that that's not going to happen is if you're sitting there waiting for somebody to come in and have all the answers for you. And that's just not going to happen. So that's really the focus of this episode because B and I have both struggled with that where we know that we are destined to be strong, independent women, but we've struggled with when we're not really feeling our best, being like, okay, somebody come in and save me. If someone can come and just help me out, I'll be able to figure this out, right? Yeah. I just need a little bit of time. But really, we know that we're going to have to figure it out on our own. And we have figured it out on our own. But we will say we know this is just the beginning and we are going to kill it. And I know that deep down, I know we're going to excel in what we want to do because our mission, first and foremost, is to help the collective, to help women, to empower women so that they can live their best lives. So it's not about anything but that. And that's our soul's calling. And you can touch on yours, but I know for certain for me, I want women that don't feel empowered, that don't feel financially secure, that don't feel confident to learn to feel all of those things because I didn't feel like I could financially provide for myself at one point. I didn't feel like I truly was smart enough to do it all on my own, and I'm doing it. And not without help. Not without help, right? We all need help. But again, I've attracted that help through the relationships that I've forged. So you can save yourself, and you can share some of your story.
I think that's like a really core piece of how we connected and like the foundation of our friendship is that we both have been through some shit.
Yeah.
And really have fought really hard to get to the point we're at. And we both have this mission on our heart that we want to help other women because we know it's possible and we can reference how we were in the past feeling like it wasn't possible. And there really is this weird thing where life's not supposed to be easy. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Who the fuck made that up? That's stupid. Why can't we make it and that's not to say there won't be challenges. We're always going to be experiencing challenges. Here it comes. This is Earth School.
Oh, yeah. Bea loves to say that, but it's
every
true.
Episode.
And you can elaborate a little bit on what that means.
So, the concept of Earth School is that it plays on this ideology, maybe is the right word, where we are all souls, a part of this collective, and we choose to incarnate specifically on Earth to learn things to advance our souls. And I also believe that some of us, there's always lessons to learn, but some of us too have done this before. And we also incarnate to help teach others and guide others and lead others through the hell that can sometimes be Earth School.
Right. I think what you're trying to say is essentially we're all here to learn something or to play a role in raising other people, in raising the collective, essentially, right? So all of us are souls just trying to navigate this life that we contracted in order to reap something from it. And what that is really just all independent of whatever your soul contracted. So that's just a whole nother episode that we can get into.
We'll save that for later.
Yeah, exactly. So when she says that, though, it's just Earth School. It's every episode we tie that in because, we're here. I think for us, that's learning to be those independent, strong women that have overcome struggles so that we can show that you too can do it, right? Like
Yeah.
essentially you can get out of that relationship you thought you could never get out of. You can get that job you thought you could never be capable of getting. Like whatever it is, you can do it. And if you're around people that are telling you otherwise, it's because their vibration is just not what you want to surround yourself with, because you're going to get stuck in that mentality, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So if people are telling you, like, no, drink, don't, that's not possible. That's so rare. That's really hard. Those kinds of jobs are really hard to get. Or
Be realistic.
Yeah, be realistic. You're not going to get somebody that's like good looking and loyal, and that doesn't happen. Like, you have to no, they're speaking from their own fear and their own limitations. So listen to yourself, save yourself. And once you see that, you're going to start gravitating towards people that are trying to do the same. And then you still will encounter these, we're going to call them lower vibrational beings, but you'll be able to use your discernment and know to avoid them without conflict. You just avoid them. You just don't surround yourself with those people. And that's the healthiest way, I think, to approach it. So for us in this scenario, I think I've struggled with wanting to live out my purpose of helping women while also maintaining my corporate job. And I'm like, well, if I had somebody to help me, I could just figure it out and play around with things, and then I can eventually step into it. But no, it's not going to happen. I'm going to need to figure out how to do both. And then eventually I will fully step into this role of helping women. But I think that right now it was like a bridge, right? This is a very much a bridge, a transitional phase of my life. And I know that, and I can say that because I know for certain that what I'm doing right now for a living is temporary, and I'm going to jump fully into my soul's purpose in a matter of time. I just don't know when. So, I mean, I'm not a psychic. I'm not going to claim to be, and psychics won't tell me. And honestly, I think that sometimes those things are just they can't be unveiled.
Right. And there's a purpose in it being kind of veiled and hidden from you.
Yeah.
And I am a psychic, and I still don't know. I don't know for you, I don't know for me. It's we get bits and pieces, but there's only so much you can really access. But for me, I was in a position where my finances are completely ruined. I didn't have a job. I needed to find a new living situation. All these things, everything came crumbling down. Talk about a tower moment. And I'm it'd be so nice if this hot rich man would just show up on my doorstep and be like, hey, why don't you just come with me? I'll pay for everything, and you can just be pretty and pull tarot cards and be happy. And I mean, on one hand it sounds nice, but the more I accomplish myself, the better and better I feel. And so I know that that's why this made up hot, rich, wealthy man, double wealthy, I guess, isn't the answer, because I need to do it. I need to keep pulling myself out of this hole that I found myself in, and it's gonna feel so much better, and I'm gonna get so many more lessons and tools and things that I can use not only to help support myself in my life, but then I can help others do the same.
Right. Yeah. And for me, I will say I saved myself in the way that I stepped out of a marriage that on the surface looked perfect to other people. I've talked about this, I think, in the first episode, where I had the stability, I had the kids, I had a boy and a girl and the dog and the house and all of that, but I didn't love that person. And I know it's going to sound cold, but that's the reality. I knew that this person was not, I knew very early on it wasn't who I wanted to spend my life with, but I went for comfort. So I listened to myself, essentially, and I knew that that was not the life I wanted to live. And I remember doing the math before I wanted to, tell him that I didn't want to be in the marriage anymore, and being I have no idea how this is going to work. There's just, I just can't see it being feasible. And I went for it, and it all worked itself out. And this is part of what the universe always has your back when you're doing what you came here to do. And I think that whole thing, I mean, there were two ways I could have gone. I could have gone and probably stayed in that unfulfilling marriage my entire life and wondered what it would look like to fully be financially independent and truly in love. And I'd always have wondered that. But now I get to experience both of those things. And that's fucking phenomenal. Like, I think it was so worth it. It's been so worth all the struggles. I mean, I went from living in a house to like living in an apartment for a little while and then all of these things, but it was all worth it. And like, at the end of the day, I saved myself because I could have listened to everyone and been like, no, you should try to work it out for your kids. Like, especially coming from a not like cultural background, right? Like, Mexicans are always very much like, you should stay and stay for the kids. I left for my kids. Like, they're going to see what, like, it really, like, you don't need to stay in something just because it's safe and just because people tell you you should. You need to listen to yourself. And we've talked about it. Listening to yourself is not selfish. It's not because you're doing it to intentionally harm people. It's not malicious. I wasn't doing it because I wanted him to suffer. I was doing it because I didn't want to suffer anymore. I didn't want to be there wondering what it felt like to actually, like, love somebody and not ever being able to experience that. You can't force yourself to love anybody.
Yeah.
And so I will never regret it, and I will always be a proponent of it. If you're not in the right relationship, leave it. Like,
Yeah.
and you, even if it seems financially not feasible, the universe is going to have your back. Like, you might not be able to see it, but like, opportunities started coming up that I didn't know were going to come up, and it worked out. Was it always easy? No. And I don't think you always have to suffer, but
Right.
there are challenges, and those things just, it's almost like, I'm going to use the analogy of running up a hill because I love to run. When you see that hill, you're like, oh shit, this is going to be so hard. And then you're going up the hill and you're like, oh, should I stop? No, I'm not going to stop. And you get up at the top and you're like, holy shit, I did that. That felt so good. I'm like, and then you're stronger for it. And then your endurance builds and you're like, hell yeah, I can conquer that. And it raises your vibration and you start to attract things that are better. So that's how I would how I've overcome this, how I can kind of make it so that you could understand if you haven't been through it. But the universe has your back. You can save yourself. And that's what we're going to keep saying in this episode, because I feel like you have to hear it a million times when you're in the thick of it and being like, how is this going to work out?
Yeah. And like, it's almost selfish to not do these things, to not leave the relationship when you know your heart's not fully in it. Like, that's like when you stay and it's not a good situation for you, it's also not a good situation for that other person, because you're not able to like put your full heart into it and your full, everything into it. And like, for me, my situation was different, right? Like, I was in like a domestic violence type of relationship, and not that like he should really be given grace, because that's just a diabolical way to treat a person. But like, that relationship was not serving either one of us, really. And it's like, I was doing myself a disservice by staying for comfort, or like fear of like not being able to have enough money or figure it out by myself or be by myself. Like, that was the scariest thing for me. And it's like, I think that's almost kind of where you have to start too. It's like, you have to like get comfortable with yourself and understand yourself. And like, that's kind of, I feel like, the first step in saving yourself is choosing yourself and like really pursuing living a life that feels good, that you're excited about, that you're proud of, like you were saying, and not like on paper proud of, where you have the house and the kids and the dog and like the white picket fence, right? Because that's not what's fulfilling you. I mean, you're the perfect example of that, like you're talking about. But like, what really lights your soul on fire, like what you're really here to do and experience with other people, and it just, you do yourself such a disservice by selling yourself short and by not letting yourself experience the fullness of your life.
Yeah, it's so true, because I remember too, when I was married and I was not happy, you almost like, you want to show everyone that you're happy, and you start to compare yourself to other people. And I remember being like, oh, it's just this weird, like, what do they have? It becomes very material competition for whatever reason. And I think that's how I noticed that I wasn't happy, because I'd be like, oh, these people have more than us. Like, how do we make our house look prettier? It was this weird, like, I think it was because I didn't really feel like I had control, like, emotionally, like, right? I felt like I was trapped. So on the external, I was like, how can I make up for that? How can I make it look even more perfect than these other people? And now I don't care. Truly, I'm like, oh, cool, that person drives a badass car. Awesome. They know how to decorate their place. That's cool. I don't even put comparison. And I don't know like what flipped because I used to be like the person that was very, I almost would say jealous, which is a low vibration. Like I would be jealous of people that like maybe looked like they made more money than us that were around us. Or if they got opportunities, I always would be like, oh, but whatever. Like, it was weird. I'm not proud to say that, obviously, but like,
Yeah.
I'm not that person anymore. Like, I just don't care. And you know this. Like,
Yeah.
I am not the designer bag person. I am like, that's cool if that's your jam. And all that, I think those are all, when you start focusing on things that, like, those kind of like materialistic aspects and you're just comparing yourself to other people constantly and trying to find issues in other people, it's a reflection of you and your soul is telling you something. So I remember even seeing people that had seemingly, and I mean, yes, there are fake happy relationships. There are. I'm not going to say that everyone that's out there like preaching like that they have the best love ever does, but I remember trying to find issues in relationships that might not be like, oh, there's no way they're that happy. They're like pretending because you just want to tell yourself that when you're in the thick of it and you're not happy, you're like, okay, no, there's no way that someone else is living that life, but there is, and that's the reality. There is, and there are people that are genuinely living an authentic life. They listen to themselves. They didn't feed into those like negative words that came from the other people surrounding them, or they, not that they didn't feed into it, but they didn't let that get to them, because it's very easy sometimes to let people get to you and tell you like, hey, that's not possible for you. But just remember, people are always speaking from their own limitations. It's never about you. It's always about them. Even the way people view you is never about you. It's always about them.
Yeah.
Right? So that's just the reality of it. And the way, like, if someone's triggering you, it's not them, it's something
you.
in you.
Yeah.
And so really that's key, like it just sitting with yourself. And I think we've talked about this quite a bit. It's really important that you get to know yourself so you can save yourself. Get to know like what really fuels you. Like spend time with yourself, listen to yourself. Like even if you don't have alone time at night, just like try to quiet your thoughts. I don't know, whatever helps you. Like listen to some, I like to listen to like the chakra balancing music.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah. Just to quiet and just be like, okay, what is it? And even ask, I believe, whatever you believe in, you can pray. I believe in my spirit guides. So I ask them like, hey, just help me to get the messages that you want me to, whether it's in my sleep, whether it's through a podcast. And then I'll have like a random episode play and be like, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to hear. So whatever you believe in, pray to that being, or what is it, source energy, and just say like, hey, what is it that I need to know about myself? And slowly but surely you'll figure it out. And maybe not even slowly. Just depends.
Yeah, sometimes it can happen really quick. Like we've all seen that. Like I mean, I don't think you can't put the expectation of it happening like so rapidly on it. But like you just have to be open to the experience and connecting with yourself, and like your spirit guides are there for you. Like they want to help you. They want you to be in alignment. They are fully supportive of you and are probably our biggest cheerleaders, especially when it comes to saving ourselves. They want us to do that. Especially when you're like a generational curse breaker and you're like healing all this ancestral shit. Like we're here to do this. Like not by yourself, but like for yourself. And like you can have help, but like not think of the help as just like one person or one thing, because it doesn't even have to be a person. It could be like, oh well, if I just had this one job it would fix everything, right? Like this one thing to come in and completely like fix everything for you, because a lot of it is like inner work.
Right. Yeah, I know that for me too. I also mentioned this, like when I initially didn't know like what I needed to do next after like getting divorced and kind of feeling stuck and being in like shitty situationships and thinking that they were going to save me. Like all I wanted to do was find love because that's what I thought was the answer, because I didn't have that. Like I kept praying to my spirit guides, like, please, like help me figure this out. And that's when I started finding podcasts of people that were super spiritual. And I was like, okay, I can get on board with this. And you have to find what works for you. There's no textbook. Like, again, you know what's going to work for you. It's going to feel right. And you're going to be like, yes, this is it. So whatever that looks like, for me, it was finding spirituality and people that had similar beliefs in like the universe and energy and things like that. And slowly I keep like step by step uncovering more of my spirituality. But that was the beginning was podcasts. And so for me, like my spirit guides, I feel like they led me to like the people that were going to teach me what I needed to know in that moment. And here I am, like I've mastered certain lessons, and I'm still, learning some, but also we're never going to stop learning. So
Right.
that's important too. Like you're not going to reach a point where you're like, all right, I've learned everything and I'm good and I'm coasting. That's not how life works, but it's like learning to enjoy the moment while also knowing that you're going to keep progressing. Like you're going to keep progressing, whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be material in nature. It could just be like a, character progression, whatever it is. It's like you're never going to stop learning, and that's the point of life. So again, also, when it comes to saving yourself, you have to be mindful of the fact that not everything's going to work out in the way that you think it is. So your spirit guides know, or again, whatever source you believe in, know what is in your best interest. So you might think, like, for example, this job sounds perfect. If I could just get this job, I will be set. Like, this is great. Like, this is what I need to get to the next step. And then it doesn't work out. And it's important that you're like, that that's for a reason, and not to be like, oh, it's just because the universe just doesn't want me to do well and I'm just destined to fail, and screw it, I'm just not one of those people that's meant to be happy. That's not it. And if if you don't overcome that train of thought, then you kind of get stuck.
You get stuck there.
So that's where you have to be like, no, we've talked about this in the previous episode as well. If not, this something better. And a lot of the times we're going to repeat ourselves because this stuff is overlapping. It really, truly is. And it's things that you're going to have to remind yourself of throughout your entire life. If not this something better, whether it's, I don't know, something as small as like a car or as big as a relationship. I say car because a car is not like something that's monumental to your happiness, right? Well, at least not to mine. But I don't care. Maybe to some people. So if you're a car person, whatever, you can ignore
Sorry.
that. Yeah. For me, it doesn't matter. But so just knowing that the universe always has your back, praying or asking source, God, whatever you believe in, to help you, and slowly but surely they'll guide you, or not slowly but surely, quickly, but surely still they'll guide you.
Yeah, and I always like to use this, like, visual of, like, you're walking on a trail and it's like you're surrounded by this really dense fog, right? And that you can really only see, like, a couple steps in front of you. And, like, our spirit teams don't see the fog. Like, they can see through the fog and they see our path. But the only way that we can stay on our path is if we keep moving forward and we keep taking those steps and we keep learning those lessons. And I think, too, like, finding spirituality has made the challenges easier to navigate, where it's like, we know that we're here to be challenged. Like, that's how you learn things. But knowing that there's, like, a purpose for this, and knowing that, like, there's, like, good that's going to come out of this makes it so much easier when there are these disruptions. And, like, through all of the, like, most terrible things I've experienced in my life, I've been able to find gratitude for them in some way, shape, or form. And that, I mean, it's been really healing, first of all. But then it helps me, like, next time something comes up, even if it's as small as, like, a car thing, like a car issue, right? Like, oh, I need to get new tires or something. Like, it's expensive, but, like, it's easier to navigate because you're like, okay, I know, like, the universe has my back. I know I'm going to be supported. I know I'll figure it out. I know the money's going to come when I need it to come. Like, all of these things. And I mean, it's kind of manifestation in a way too, where it's like having, like, just knowing it and believing it, like, to your core, that, like, life is meant to be, like, an enjoyable experience. We're also supposed to have fun. Like, yeah, we're gonna have challenges, but, like, you can have fun with the challenges too. You can be like, oh, like, remember, well, I think it was, like, Christmas night. I got home from your house and I had my dog Penny with me. She was in the front passenger seat. And I was getting out of the car. I walk around to get Penny out, and she jumps on the car door and locks it. She locks herself and my car keys inside the car. I had no way of getting inside my house. I also looked at my phone, like, right when it happened to call, like, my landlord and you, and it was 11:11, coincidentally enough. But, like, I just remember like laughing and being like, okay, universe, like thanks for like pranking me. Like this
Yeah.
is hilarious. Like it's midnight. I just saw like 3 coyotes like walking down the street. My dog is locked in the car. I'm locked outside of the car and outside of the house. And like, you know, I could have approached that. It was fine. Like my landlord called me back like, I don't know, 5 minutes later. And you called me back too. But I could have looked at that situation and been like, oh my gosh, like, this is terrible. Like, why me? Like, all this stuff. But instead, I was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, universe. Like, cool, we'll figure this out. And it figured it out pretty quickly, too. But it's just like, you just got to keep moving forward and, like, roll with the punches, I guess.
Yeah.
Literally.
Truly, it's about rolling with the punches and focusing on your mindset. And it's so crazy how we underestimate how powerful our minds truly are. And there is like, we can dive into the science behind it. It doesn't matter. All that to say, like, when, like that, you could have been like, oh my God, my life is terrible. Everything always happens to me. I used to be this person. I used to be like, nothing ever goes right for me. And it's just, that's part of why I think I was living in this, like, or I know that is why I was living in this, like, negative loophole.
Yeah.
And yes, there are situations that we did, and we're going to say contract because, again, this is part of our soul's lesson. Like, we contracted certain situations, relationships, and whatnot. And it's just important to see that was for a reason and not to think it's because you're being punished for something. And yes, you still want to act out of integrity. Like, there is karma. You don't want to go around being a shitty human, right? But just really focusing on that mindset shift is huge. And I think now, like, I'm seeing the other end of it. And you'll find that I always talk about relationships because that is, I think, first and foremost what I needed to master in this lifetime. And so for me, like, obviously none of the relationships, situationships, whatever the hell you want to call them, have worked out these past 3 years. I thought I was going to meet the love of my life as soon as I left my marriage. And I didn't.
I kind of felt that way too. Like, not that I was like actively looking, but I was like, oh, like he'll just show up like 3 months after like this 7-year long relationship that was like basically a marriage, just like not legally, thankfully. But
no, and so, but I've found this, like, in the past weeks, I've encountered men that are, like, embody what a hell, like I was telling you, like, I just, like, talking about their belief systems, the way that they engage with women, the way that they look are exactly, I'm like, and I'm not saying that any of them are, like, my lifelong partners, but I had not encountered men like this at all, I don't think. And if I did, it's because I wasn't seeing them because I wasn't there yet. Like, I wasn't matching their vibration, really, truly. Because these men are, like, I would say healed masculine, right? Or and when I say healed, of course, that doesn't mean that they don't have work to do, but it's not that, like, avoidant, like, wounded boy issues. It's more like they've worked through them and they're still working through them in much the same way that you and I are. And so I'm seeing them and I'm like, fuck yeah, you exist. I'm so thankful. And then you just take it. Now I see why nothing worked out with those other people because I'm seeing men. I'm sorry that I'm going to say better because when I say better, it's like they're just at a high vibe like that. The men that I've messed with these past 3 years are like they don't compare, and not even just on a like physical, spiritual, everything. Like I'm finally seeing quality men, and it's amazing. And I told you that the other day. I was like, this is like, thank you. Because at one point you're like, I don't see it. I know that they exist, but now I'm starting to doubt myself. Am I like, am I crazy? And then you see it, and I'm like, oh, there you are. Here, you're real. So it really is. It's so cool, and it's so good to see that. Like, thank you for not letting those other things work, like me to stay in those relationships that I thought I wanted that were just going to leave me depleted. You know, it just wasn't. The universe has your back. Your spirit guides have your back. They know what's best for you. Like, you keep listening to them. And I guess if someone is going to save you, it's going to be you and your connection with the source.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it is. So that, if anything, you can look at it, that's the external that's going to save you. But the only way that's going to happen is if you really get to sit with yourself and know what you believe in and what's going to guide you.
Yeah. And like when you do doubt yourself, like you were saying, like, and that is a natural part of the process. I don't care how spiritual you are, how connected you are. We are still humans. We're still going to be like, okay, like, I know this is real, but I haven't really seen it yet. Like, what's going on? Like, you can ask your spirit guides and be like, hey, I need some proof here. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not the time for like my person to be in my reality yet, cool, but I need to at least know like there's some progress. Like there's this is not like a pipe dream, right? Like that this is a real thing, or that like, yeah, I can like call in like crazy career opportunities, or I can call in super aligned friendships, or like, you know, these things. Like your spirit team wants to work with you. Like it's a team. Like there's a couple eyes in spirit, but there's no eye in team. That was really cheesy.
I love that. That was cute. I've never even heard that.
That there's no I in team?
No, there are a couple eyes in spirit, but there's no. Did you make that up? Is that
I just said that, yeah.
I love that. I'm gonna make you a
I feel like it
shirt that
doesn't even
says
make
that.
sense.
It does. We're gonna roll with it. But yeah, it's true. It's like that. First and foremost, like find what you believe in and let that be. If anything's gonna save you, that's gonna be what carries you. And for me, that was spirituality. Like I will never forget how miserable of a life I was living like 2 years ago. And when I like stepped into the spiritual world, I was like, this is where I belong. And
There's like peace.
It's
like,
so much
it's just
peace,
like
yeah.
and it's a lot of it too is kind of like nervous system regulation work, and like that is really spiritual work.
Yeah.
But there's this level of peace of like, and I think this it can be. I mean, we talk about spirituality here, so like if you're listening, you probably are at least interested.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're not already spiritual,
Yeah.
but like. I think having faith in a higher power in general, however that looks for whoever, like that can change your life. And like some people prefer like a more organized religion, and like that's fine, you know, for the most part, as long as you're coming from a place of love. Like, but
I'm not condemning people for their beliefs. Like that's one thing. I'm sorry if you are that's a whole nother tangent.
It's like so hypocritical.
Yeah,
but...
do not like we're not going to sit here and be like, if you don't believe in spirituality, you should. It's like, no, if this calls to you, then this is for you. If it doesn't, then it's not.
And please find what does.
Yeah, find what works for you.
Yeah.
There's no one size fits all. That's just it. Like,
and at the end of the day, it's just embodying like the frequency of love, and like wanting to connect to something bigger than yourself, and wanting to be a good person and do good in this world and let that radiate out to others. And like, and the only way you can do that is if you save yourself.
Save yourself. That is the theme. Like, and if it seems impossible right now and you think I'm so unhappy, this is just the life that I was destined for, I don't think that I was meant for like whatever it is that I'm envisioning, that's not true. And you do the work, and I promise you, you'll get there. Like I just, again, I will never like forget like how unhappy I was even like last year to now is insane. And that's not to say that I'm always like, oh my God, everything's great. Like, of course I have moments where I'm like, oh my God, it's not working out exactly how I want to. And that's part of the I remember being so mad all the time at my spirit guides to be like, if I'm doing everything right, why aren't you guys just letting this person like reciprocate? Is that the right word? Reciprocate? Like what I want from them. Like why don't you? Because I was meant to learn this so that when I did experience it, it was going to be great. And there's this like polarity is another thing we can talk about a different time, but you have to experience moments of deep unhappiness to really truly appreciate when you get to where you want to be, right? And that's it. And that's not to say that you have to struggle all the time, but there's just a level of polarity that you have to experience and in order to really appreciate the richness of it all. So I'm just excited for what's to come, because I know it's going to be so good on a professional level, on a love level. That doesn't sound right.
Love level.
A romantic level, on all of that. And it's, even now, I'm just learning to be happy with where I'm at right now. And that's like, you know, it's just, it's unfolding and it's exciting, because when you realize, when you know that it's coming, it just, it's like when you know that, when you booked a vacation and you're like, oh my God, it's a week away. The only difference is I don't know when
there's no timing. Or like a little kid on Christmas Eve, but like we just, is it tomorrow? Is it 2 years from now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, just know that you have the power to save yourself. And if anybody's telling you otherwise, you should reassess.
Yeah, don't listen to them.
Yeah.
It's just like you wouldn't take advice from somebody who's not living the life you want to live.
Totally.
Like that just doesn't make any sense. So,
No. Oh, never take advice from. Yeah, that's true. Everyone that I've taken advice from or have had as like some sort of guide or mentorship has been somebody that's living or at least has an aspect of their life that I want to embody, you know?
yeah.
And so, yeah, just know the answers lie within you and within the source that you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get out of, if you're in a rut, you can get out of the rut. It's not forever. You're not meant to live a life of misery. And it's time to step up.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to continue to preach weekly. I'm just kidding.
Spit bars.
Spit bars. So, but we're super appreciative. And if you guys are listening, please rate the podcast so that it can reach more people that are trying to raise the vibe. You know, at the end of the day, that's it. We're just trying to spread the love and make sure that we all are living a life of true happiness and fulfillment.
And alignment.
And alignment. Exactly. Well, we'll see you guys next week, and thanks to you again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.